Welcome to Hotline 21. I'm your host, Bruce Jackson, and today on the Gift House show, we're going to talk about something very important, and that is emergency health plans. Emergency health plans. And you should have one for your home, your church, your school, because we hear so much about these horrific things happening. You go and look on the news, you hear about shootings that take place in schools, and you want to have an emergency health plan to address those services. Or you may have a fire. You may have a fire in your home, and there should be some type of health plan set up for your home, so you have a meeting place with the family so that everyone, all your loved ones, are present at this meeting place. So you won't be stressed out and thinking about where's my loved one? Where is John? Where is Susan? You're looking for your loved ones in a stressful situation, and that could be pretty bad. So it's imperative to have a health plan so you can make sure some of these things are taken care of in a stressful environment. Another need for a health plan could be in the church, and the church is in great need of health plans. So anything can happen there. I mean, it's supposed to be a sanctuary of peace, but we've seen in the news how some pretty horrific things happen in the church. So you need a health plan there. You know, what type of emergency health plan would you have? And so today we're going to talk about it. And if you can have the number at the bottom of the screen there, give me a call. If you don't have a health plan, we'll talk about an easy way of how you can set up a health plan. A very easy way to do it. And one of the ways you can do it, you can talk to the fire department, and you can go to any one of the firehouses and say, listen, I'm looking for a health plan. Give me some guidelines. And they have, I'm sure they have a packet, a flyer that you can take and review that and start on the way of creating an emergency health plan. Another way you can find out information about emergency health plans is that you can go to any hospital. And tell them, I want to start an emergency health plan in my home, in my church, or my school, and they can give you information so you can have an emergency health plan, and you can start setting it up. There's an old saying, the longest walk started with a step. So when you take that step, we can start moving closer to making an emergency health plan for your family, for your loved ones, and keeping everyone safe. And that's the key. That's what you really want to do. And there was I was talking with a friend a few days ago, and we were talking about emergency health plans. And he has a loved one, and she's very sick, and he said, you know what, if something happened to her, I don't know what I would do. And I said, you need to make an emergency health plan so you can have something to assist her. And so if she would fall, or if she had difficulty with her medication, you have an emergency health plan in order so you can share it with the first responders so they can provide. I think we have a caller. This
Yes,
caller, state your name
yes.
and your question.
My name is Ray, and I have this to say. In a perfect world, everything you're saying would be great. But this is far from a perfect world, and I'll tell you why. You go outside and you get shot. And in Chicago, you know that happens every day.
That's right.
What kind of plan can you have for that? Then, if you go outside and somebody hits your child and kills him with a car, what kind of plan do you have for that?
I didn't hear that last part, Ray.
So I says, if someone goes, if a child or even you go outside and get hit by a car and killed, what kind of plan is there for that? There are no plans for what happens. Never is there going to be plans. Now, the best thing you can do is have insurance. So if any of this stuff happens, anything bad happens, you're covered. That's the only way, because this isn't a perfect world. It is a shame that we can't have someone like you be right all the time, which in a perfect world you are. But sir, this is not a perfect world. You can't plan for everything. But I tell you what, it could take care of everything if you have insurance. So that'll help you. Okay?
Okay.
So that's all I want to say. And great show. And I'll hang up now. Let's, but you how you're going to answer my question. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ray. Ray brings up a good point. Unforeseen occurrences befall us all, and certain things just catches us off guard. But one of the things I want to share with Ray, with the examples of a person gets shot or a person gets hit by a car, one way where you can kind of create, in addition, now what he said was true. You need to have some insurance. That would help soften the blow, whatever it was, if you got some type of health insurance. But the other component is if the person happened to get shot or get hit by a car or something like that, CPR classes. If you know CPR, that's part of an emergency health plan. So while the person is there, if they were in need of CPR, you would know how to administer CPR and help that individual. And so you kind of ask yourself, do you know CPR? Because that's part of a health plan. Another thing is how to attend a wound. He mentioned that a person was hit by a car. Of course, you call 911 and you try to get a first responder. But if you're in an area where you just can't, first responders won't be able to, say if you're hiking and in an area and someone falls and they break their leg. Do you know how to care for a wound? Snake bites. If you out, some kids like to join the Boy Scouts and they want to go out in the woods and camp. In certain areas, you get far out of the city, you start meeting wildlife. And that's where an emergency health plan comes into play. So you want to have one, and yes, insurance is, you should have insurance. You have insurance for everything else. You have insurance for your home. You have insurance for your car. And health insurance is something you should have as well. But you also can have insurance where you can preserve the life, CPR, learning how to mend wounds, and then learning how to preserve the life. This is what you want to do. You want to preserve life. because life is valuable. It is very valuable. You're talking to Bruce Jackson at the Gift House, and as you know, we provide HIV and STD testing at the Gift House at 1309 South Kedzie. And of course, we're in Chicago. If you care to give us a call, you may do so at 773-522-2420, or give us an email at thegifthouse@sbcglobal.net, or check us out on the web, www.thegifthouse.org. And you can come in for free testing. Okay, hold on. And free testing and condoms. Yes, caller, state your name and comment.
Yes, and good afternoon. And to all your listeners, please have a safe holiday tomorrow. Don't do nothing crazy. I was listening to your first caller, then I was listening to your response. And I just want to say to your response, you're right. It's wonderful to have some kind of knowledge to triage someone to a professional person could get there and let them take over. But Ray, listen to me. In my world, it's perfect. My world is perfect. I don't have no control over when, how, and everything when I'm going to die. Only He knows. I mean, it's happening every day. And if you go into the Bible, it's going to tell you about some of these things that's going on right now. So again, I don't know if you're religious or not, but you got to believe in something.
I don't mean to cut you off. I wanted you to finish. But the Bible, you hitting on something now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want you to finish.
And see, we got to a point now, we don't live our lives. We want to put 20 locks on the door, then you get in the house, you want to put yourself in the bathroom and have 3 locks there. That's not living to me. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Now, certain things I'm not going to be. It doesn't make no sense to be somewhere where you know trouble is at. You're like inviting. If you want to do something, do it to me now. Well, see, I'm not going to be like that. But again, sometimes we have to start thinking, is that the way you want to live? Like I said, in my world, it is perfect. I love my world. And listen, believe in Him, because He's going to take over. He's going to protect you, Ray. He will protect you. Listen, thanks for taking this call. Let me get out there so I can hear your response. And please be safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And the caller was right. We've got the holidays coming up. And I tell you something. Fireworks, they're dangerous. You hear every year you hear some unsuspecting kid playing with an M80, playing with some type of firework, holding it in his hand or her hand, or maybe even an adult holding it for just too long. And now they're making those fireworks almost commercial. So if it goes off and it's in your hand, and it goes off in your hand, that's like holding a grenade in your hand after you've pulled the plug. And so, I mean, that's just a scary thought. And every year you have a lot of casualties where limbs are destroyed, the face is destroyed or disfigured, not being safe. So the caller was right as rain when he said try to be safe. And one of the ways you can be safe is to take precaution, as particularly when you're handling fireworks. And that's something you can do in terms of having an emergency plan as well. If you got children, I mean, they get excited when they see the fireworks, especially when you got the fireworks that explode in the sky with the multiple colors. The children are excited. They want to see that. That's something that gets them excited. But as parents and as adults, you cannot leave them to their own devices. You should be there to assist them and show them the proper way to do it. And if you approach it with safety in mind, then it would be a joyous and very festive occasion for the little ones. And it would, mostly important, it would be safe for them. And that's where I keep coming back to an emergency health plan. So it's something that you have to employ if you want to keep your loved ones safe. An emergency health plan. Hopefully you never have to use it. You know, it's like your car insurance. You know, you have it. Hopefully you never have to use it. But it's in place and it's there. And we want to, you want to prevent problems. You know, that's the best way, in my opinion, and I think in others as well. The best way is to prevent problems. Someone said an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. You know, so you can prevent a lot of things. Oh boy, if you can prevent a lot of things, think about it. You know, you can just go down nostalgia lane. Just go down nostalgia lane with me and think about things that you know, you're older now and you can say, boy, if I was able to prevent so-and-so, I wouldn't have had a problem today. If I would have just wore my seatbelt back in 1977, I would have prevention. And that's what we're talking about. The emergency health plan is really a milestone to help you prevent health issues and to keep you with a healthy environment, but not only for you, but for your family. So, and then look at what's happening in the schools. Even schools now are starting to rethink with the shootings and just some of the bizarre occurrences that they're experiencing now. They're now looking at a way to provide immediate health and emergency health plans for students. When I was in school, I think we did a tornado drill. I think maybe just a tornado drill. I don't remember doing anything more than that. We were lined up on the wall and kind of put your head down alongside the wall. I was never really sure how that was going to help us with a tornado, but that was pretty much the drill. But I don't remember anything more than that. But today's youth, today's teens, wow. I mean, look, you can just look at the news and it speaks volumes what they're going through. So you want to talk to your loved ones, both high school as well as college, and create an emergency health plan. You know, if something happened in their schools, you want to have a plan. It could be something as simple as a 3-point plan. You know, 1, to contact one of the parents. 2, to have a meeting place. for you and your loved one, and then 3, to if need be, to get a first responder to assist. So those are key components of starting a health plan. It may not be a cure-all, but it is a start. And again, the longest journey, I don't care where the journey is, it started with one step. You had to step in that direction to start that journey. And I just want you to get the journey started. Start the walk. And in doing so, you would have a great health plan, a great emergency health plan, and most importantly, your family and your loved ones would be safe. This is Bruce Jackson from the Gift House, and I want to show you, put this on one more time for those of you who want to get tested. At the Gift House, 1309 South Kedzie, Chicago, Illinois, and you can give us an email at thegifthouse@sbcglobal.net, or check us out on the web at www.thegifthouse.org. And thank you for both my callers, and it was great having this discussion with you. Until next time, be safe.
my brother.